set of his clientele consisted of old men splurging on simple things they had long denied themselves. Then the creaky chair's springs poked through too many trouser seats, or the doctor offered remedies for poor circulation and obscure pains, and they came here. Carney pictured them, counting his blessings, the old men who lived alone in slant-floor railroad apartments or dim-lit efficiencies, bus drivers looking for new armchairs to eat soup on while they pored over racing forms, cashiers at one-hour dry-cleaning joints who hankered for something to prop their tired feet on, the abandoned. They never haggled about prices, ticked off to break into the savings, but proud to have the money on tap. The article in question was a 1971 Egon club chair in tweed Scotchgard upholstery, a tank of comfort, a prowl on pro-slide brass casters. "Heaven," Larry repeated. When the customer entered the store, he'd shaken Larry's hand and introduced himself as Charlie Foster. Now he danced his fingertips across the green-brown fabric and chuckled in delight like a toddler. Larry winked at Carney. When Rusty, Carney's longtime floor man, threw out his back and was laid up for 3.5 months, Carney needed a fill-in. Larry showed up on the second day of interviews and stayed. Larry was a study in controlled ease, a slow unfurling of pure style. Greet him when he punched in, and he'd raise 2 fingers in a hold-on gesture, as if in the middle of a transatlantic call with foreign powers, and respond after he changed out of his striped vest, flare trousers, and suede bucket hat or whatever groovy plumage he'd chosen that day. Once in his salesman costume, he'd finally offer a velvety, "What's up, baby?" He belonged to that tribe of black player so nimble in his skin that all others were baby. Old man, young mother, red-faced beat cop. Your average square would use the word slick to describe him, on account of that jaunty smile and stream of hectic patter, which Larry would take as a compliment. Slick was an asset in the sales game. He was only 21, but had lived many lives, even if Carney suspected he had emerged full-grown from a vat of Harlem cool 5 minutes before he first laid eyes on him. Line cook at a Madison Avenue hotel, topiary wrangler at 2 cemeteries, chauffeur for the wife of a Connecticut marble magnate. Gassing doggies at Gotham Veterinarian, which Carney assumed required some sort of specialized training or licensing, but no matter. And now, deputy sales associate at Carney's Furniture on 125th Street. Fine furniture for the community for over 15 years. "Never stays late, always has a date," Carney's secretary Marie liked to sing, stealing the tune from the Patty Duke show. Like Carney's late cousin Freddie, Larry claimed as his hunting grounds uptown, downtown, and every meridian of pleasure in between. Hearing Larry's chronicles of New York at night and its multifarious cast was like getting a morning-after report from Freddie in the good old days. It lifted Carney's spirits. Carney kept Larry on after Rusty got back on his feet. There was more than enough work, and it allowed Carney more time off from the floor. It was as if the store had always been the 4 of them. Even when withered and hung over, Larry never let a customer see the misery. Keep your secrets in your pocket. An unspoken job requirement at Carney's Furniture. Marie sometimes wore sunglasses to cover a black eye, but never ratted out her husband, Rodney. Carney, of course, was well practiced in hiding his crooked aspects. Only Rusty was what he appeared to be, a genial Georgia transplant still befuddled by the city after all these years. As far as Carney knew, perhaps Rusty was the most accomplished performer of them all, and come quitting time, ran around performing brain surgery or routing Spectre. Another siren passed up Morningside Avenue. "Is it sturdy?" Charlie Foster asked. "I like a sturdy chair." He poked the left armrest as if nudging a water bug with his shoe to make sure it was dead. "Like the USS Missouri, baby," Larry said. "You buy cheap, you get cheap, right? Egon prices these babies nice because if they do that, they make it up in loyalty. That's how we do business, too. Sit, my brother, sit." Charlie Foster sat. He appeared to merge with the club chair, shedding years of worry from his expression. "That's a sale." Carney returned to his office. He'd bought the new executive chair in April and repainted last